Welcome to Split Ends and Friends podcast. This podcast isn't just about hair, makeup, fashion, and how to be successful in this industry. We will talk about all that, but it's much more. It's about how hairstylists are changing the world. We're bringing communities together and making a difference. We're spreading kindness around like confetti. Hosted by Tricia Rivas, owner of Trixies Salon and founder of the nonprofit Dreamcatchers Foundation, Inc., and co-hosted by Hannah Arendt, social media guru, hairstylist at Trixies, and director of education. All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Split Ends and Friends. We are here this morning, and today it is as we're recording, it is the day before Thanksgiving.
Woohoo!
And I just wanted to point out that Tricia has decorated our little room, and we're sitting next to a Christmas tree. But anyway.
Yeah, a red Christmas tree.
Yeah. Anyway, we're so excited about our guests today, the wonderful women of Inner Circle. They are Create Your Inner Circle on Instagram and social media. And these are two wonderful women that we just love. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I tell Tricia, like, I just love them so much. They make you feel good. They're creating an amazing community and they'll tell some of their story, but they sell t-shirts and other goods, but it's so much more than that. And the t-shirts really just help to kind of bring the community together even more. And that's how I met them, was just with the shirts, and I bought like one of each, and I was like so jazzed immediately. And then Tricia, how did you meet these wonderful women?
You know what? I actually had met them through Fuse DSM at first.
Yeah.
And then again, their energy, their love for the community is just so absolutely contagious. Yeah. So contagious.
Yeah. So we have Kari and Sierra here, and they are the two people behind who started Inner Circle, and we brought them on here today. You can introduce or say hello, ladies, if you'd like.
What's up? I'm Sierra.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Kari here.
Yes, they're so awesome. We've already been laughing for like the last 10 minutes before we started recording.
Real quick, though, their relationship is so much like yours and I.
I know. It is.
I feel like so many people say that, especially like two women-owned businesses, you know? Like there's always someone who's just a little bit wilder.
Yeah, you have to balance each other out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But we wanted to talk with them about, obviously our podcast is a lot about community. We love bringing people on from the community and talking about what they do and how it relates to us too. But so we wanted to talk about community with them, and just they just have such great energy and great values and such support for others. And so we wanted to share that with everyone listening. So ladies, anything you'd like to say kind of about Inner Circle, or how you kind of what it means to you?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yeah, I know.
I guess Inner Circle started with just us experiencing and just asking ourselves, what are we doing with our lives? Kari and I are around the same age, and that's 30. And there was about 2 years ago, I was experiencing probably one of the darkest times in my professional and personal life. And I got sick of myself and decided to get up and do something about it. And with that also meant changing the way that I looked at myself and life and the choices, and starting to say no. And then I realized there was a power in that. And then I went to Kari on January 6th after I had returned from just a trip. I had gone to Seattle, and I went to her and I said, why don't we do something that is bigger and something that we really actually enjoy and can bring us a little bit more purpose? And it was starting some sort of product line that had these strong encouragement words or statements that could start conversations. And so I think that's where Inner Circle started, and we are far, far from that now.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I think it's been really fun to see how it grows. And Hannah, you even asked how you want us to be introduced. And we said, we want you to introduce us because the inner circle just really means so much more when other people get to define it. Every person that we've interacted with has defined it in a different way, and it's all focused around community and finding people that are like-minded and want to be around one another and growing. So I appreciate you saying that this morning in your description of it. That's really, for us, what it's been about.
I think,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think what is so like wonderful about you guys is that you're yourselves and you're authentic. And when even just, and I've told this to other people and to Tricia, like when you ask how you're doing, you like mean it. Like you feel it in your soul and you're like, this person really cares about how I'm doing. And to meet people in that way, instead of just like feeling like a forced interaction or networking, like it's, you end up, you end up networking, but like, I don't know.
Having an honest conversation.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we're not doing well. And we don't want to say, oh yeah, we're doing great, but really we're not.
When I ask people, how are you? I truly want to know, how are you? When people say like good or fine or great, then I follow up with cool. What's the cool thing that's happened today? And then I get these faces of like, what?
Yeah, more than they were bargaining for.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I
or
think
when
people don't expect that.
Me, and I know. And someone would ask me and I'd be like, well, I'm a little bit hungry and I'm still also a little cold from outside, but I am feeling, and then I get the face of like, dang, I was just trying to say like, hi. But I truly do relate to the whole networking thing. I feel that when I moved here, I was a young professional and I was told to say yes and to go to all these things and to just, I don't know, gather business cards and just be known. And that got to be really tiring and very unauthentic. And so I think that's also what Inner Circle is, where I believe that we all know that creating friendships as adults is really hard. Because after your day, you just want to go home and like rest and like take your pants off and do nothing. But like when we create events that have some sort of activity, you're showing up for that activity and you happen to just be around people who also enjoy something that you already know you like. And I think that's what Inner Circle is because you're not networking anymore. You're attending this really dope event and then you don't have any expectations and we're not putting any expectations on you. You can leave immediately after or you can hang out. And that's what it's about. And I guess that's our style of networking, but maybe creating a different word.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we come up with that word now?
Oh gosh. Okay. I think we've been trying for quite a while, but nothing has stuck right. But I think Sierra hit the nail on the head when you said it feels authentic and making sure that when we are, talking about what our events are or the things that people can show up to. And the other thing too is just engaging people on social media in a different way. I think I personally was looking at social media as like, this one other place where I can go to get crappy world news. And, it's not a positive place. So creating a sphere where we actually interact with people and that interact piece in a really authentic way where we can say, come as you are. We don't care. We're going to be exactly who we are too. And there's no pretense or expectation. And I like that piece.
Yeah. Well, and you mean it, don't just say it, but you really mean it. And when you go to an event, like when I went to the Lizzo thing, I felt that way. I'm like, no matter what I did, I felt like I was like comfortable there, which normally in like a fitness situation isn't always the case. I was like,
fair.
Out in like 5 years.
Listen, that was hard. Skin was hard.
I was proud of myself, even though I didn't even do everything. But
yeah, same, me either.
Butt really hurts, man. Like, I don't know if anyone out there is a cycle or spinning. There we go.
Oh gosh, yes.
Does anyone ever feel or did feel that social media is kind of like transitioning right now to being more realistic?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Kari was saying something, but like it's almost as if in the past social media was where you went and you're like, oh man, I wish I could be like that, or like I wish I had that. But now it's more like people really kind of showing up for themselves and telling the truth. And I think that's what the inner circle and what Kari and I do pretty well, and that's what influences the circle to also show up as their true selves. Because there are times where, like for me, for example, if I'm having a horrible day, I'll go on there and say it. Or if I'm like feeling some type of way, I'll share it. And people do the same.
It takes the stress off of posting stuff too, because it's like,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it being like, oh man, I have to act really happy all now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just going to say that you guys do a phenomenal job of that, where, again, just being your authentic self. And that truly doesn't come across in your social media. And we had taken a class a couple months ago, and the instructor had talked about that it's going to people just being themselves, even right down to pictures. There's no filters. People just want to see the real person. We all want that. I mean, don't you agree?
Hella.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Yes. I talked I think it was last week, about how I went to the salon, and literally I just dropped off Marley, so I didn't have a bra on. I threw on a sweatshirt. I had my nightgown on under my sweatshirt. I ended up running errands all day like that. I'm like, screw it. I'm not going home. I don't have the time. This is what you get.
Yeah, good for you.
Listen, that's a look. That's cool.
Thank God I didn't run into anybody. What are some events that you guys have coming up that we can get everybody excited for?
Okay, so we actually have a really cool December and January. So on December 7th, on Saturday, we're partnering with the incredible women and your neighbors, Sacred Health.
Yeah.
And we met them a few months ago, and we are partnering for this event called Kamayan. Kamayan is Filipino for a community meal. And so basically, it's one of the most traditional, authentic meals in the Philippines, and we're bringing it to Des Moines through our friends at Lumpia & Co. Have you heard of them?
Yes.
Nice. So,
in the East Village?
Well, I think they had some food at
they're like downtown food market, or downtown, what is that? The farmer's market.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they do like catering and all of that stuff. And they've done private Kamayans. But I don't believe Des Moines has ever done a like community feast where it's an open invite. And so that's going to be on December 7th at Sacred Health. And there are only 24 seats. We always like make an effort to create events that are trusting and intimate. And so we typically limit the number of people who can attend those events. And this one is at 24. And as of today, there are only 5 seats left.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm so excited. But basically, Kamayan is the community meal. You have no utensils, and you basically have one hand for eating and one hand for drinking. We've customized a menu with Lumpia & Co. and Sacred Health and the help of my aunts, because we are Filipino, and so it's just we're all very excited for it, basically.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be so delicious. There's going to be 6 entrees, 2 desserts, and 1 Filipino drink. And it's all going to be homemade. And the tables are going to be covered with giant banana leaves. And then there's going to be like heaping like servings of food just placed everywhere on those leaves. So there's no plates or anything. There is a power and connection in sharing a meal with people, with friends or strangers. And that's the whole point of bringing Sacred Health and Inner Circle communities together.
Oh my gosh. Now, what time is this?
So it starts at 5:30, and then I don't believe there's an end time.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to be in bed by 10, you know?
Yes, I know. Like your bedtime and your sleep time. I respect that. Is there a cost
There is a cost. It's $65 a person.
Okay.
But if you think about it, you get 6 entrees, 2 desserts, and a drink.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
it's a
gosh.
date night.
Well, yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Now you guys know we have our the Trixies Christmas party that night, or we would definitely be there. Trust me.
What time is your party? I'm trying to go.
What'd you say?
What time's your party? I'm trying to go.
Girl, you know that you can come with us. It'll be starting at 6:30. So I can't tell you what it is though, because I surprise them every year.
Yeah, it's a surprise for us. We just have been told to dress up.
That is so fun.
Fun.
She might just be tricking us by telling us to dress up.
No, they really do need to dress up this year.
She told us to bring like a beach towel and flip flops and all this stuff, and so everyone was freaking out trying to find flip flops and beach towels in December, and then we got there and we didn't ever need them. We were like, or one time she told us to bring like 51s or 31s or something, and we're like, what?
That's an assumption. I think you can assume what's happening there, but I don't know what happened.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. What are some of your holiday traditions? Hannah and I love this time of year. Absolutely love it. What are some of your traditions, your family traditions?
That's a good question. So Sierra mentioned, I think I'm here in Nebraska, which is where I grew up, and spending time with my family, which we always like to have people come together for Thanksgiving because it's a great time to bring together people. I really value this holiday because for me it means family. So that's my big tradition. Otherwise, I spend Christmas. My family celebrates Christmas with my in-laws, and we have a couple of young nieces, which makes it so much more fun, when Santa comes to town and they get to open the Christmas presents and everything. So that's for me, but I don't have anything specific. Sierra, do you have anything?
So my entire family is slowly adjusting to the loss of our grandmother. And so we typically would travel to Vegas so we could celebrate things like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's all together with her. But this year it's a little bit different for me. I'll be staying around Des Moines for Thanksgiving and hanging out with my brother and his family. And then for Christmas, I will be going to Cedar Rapids where my aunt and my cousin and a couple other family members live. For actual Christmas, we actually wait until midnight. So we go there on Christmas Eve, celebrate all day, karaoke, because, Asian. And then there's food all day, and there's presents and all of that stuff. And then at midnight, we actually we open the rest of the presents, and that's Christmas for us. And then Christmas Day is just relaxing, and you just eat leftovers.
Yeah.
New Year's, we normally went to Vegas. This will be the 3rd year in my entire life that I could remember that I don't go to Vegas. But I think I'll be going to the Civic Center there's some show happening. So yeah, I'll be doing that. And then we always wear red for holidays.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also this pretty cool gingerbread house making contest. And it's not those gingerbread kits, okay? We actually go and get those real ingredients.
Oh, you make your own gingerbread?
Yes. I've won the last 2 years, so.
I'm impressed.
Unsurprisingly, you're not competitive at all in that way.
Honey, I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say yes. No competitiveness there.
But I think one of the things that I've really been realizing and appreciating, like we were talking about on social media, is more and more people are posting about if the holidays are a triggering time for you, or if your family is not a safe space, don't feel pressured to participate in these traditions and holidays that bring you great stress. And I really appreciated that and try to be thoughtful when I'm talking to people about holidays, about being really cautious and in the questions that I'm even asking of what does this season look like for you?
Yeah.
And thinking about it that way. So you asked about events. We have one coming up also in December, on December 20th, where we're going to do vision boards with a group, and ask people to come together and think about what 2020 will look like for them. And it's a way of rephrasing the whole New Year's, new year, new me, but instead really focusing on the things that we're excited about. We just did this great event in partnership with Karina at Trixies Salon out in West Des Moines, focused on finding the things that we love about ourselves and asking other people to give their first impressions, which was incredibly powerful. And I think these things are just a continuation of how are we reframing our view of ourselves so that we're not hard on ourselves, but we have goals and exciting things that we want to achieve without this pressure. So on December 20th, we're going to host people to create their own vision board. And that will be in partnership with another community partner. I know, Sierra, you've been working to plan some of that.
Mm-hmm. So we're partnering with, her name is Cassie, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so Cassie it is. And she has just opened up a new physical therapy clinic out in Polk City. And when we met, she said that she wants to emphasize how important, how vision boarding is important, but also how sleep is important and stretching and like taking care of your body in order for you to reach your goals. So it'll be quite an event, and it's going to be open to as many people that would like to come.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
Yeah.
Not on the podcast, but I'll have to get in touch with you guys about, we call it a life map. And it's a program that we use through Cunity. And it's kind of, it is the same thing as a vision board, but they break it down completely different. And it has been such a huge eye opener for me. And they break it down into segments of your life. So health, spirituality, family, goals. So yeah, we'll have to get in touch with that and have a community event surrounded around that also. We love vision boards at Trixies. Absolutely
I've never
love
done one.
We're always doing them. We are always doing them. We work off of what's called a 9 grid. And again, I'll have to share that with you guys also.
Yeah. I think in the past I've been so focused on this New Year's resolution. Last year I tried just one word and focusing around one word for the year.
Yes.
So I like playing on these ideas. For me, it makes sense with a new start of a year. It just feels like my body knows it, like it wants to set goals, but I've been thinking about how do I be more kind to myself in that process and setting goals, but less expectation.
I love that. Have you set your goal or you set your word for 2020? I
haven't.
Also, I love words.
Yeah, I haven't yet. I'll have to give some thought to it.
Yeah, fantastic. So what else can we expect then from you lovely ladies in 2020?
Oh my gosh. I think Kari and I have a lot of ideas. It's a matter of just work-life balance, honestly. We're still juggling a full-time job.
Yeah.
I'm always, when I figured that out, that both of you work also a full-time job, I was like, what?
I know. Same.
Yeah.
It's a lot. One of the things that we want to do is create some sort of membership, so we could take away the cost of events. But we can also bring on different professionals to do webinars, to do different like trainings and things like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, Kari and I want to do implement some sort of group chat that has certain rules for like ground rules and stuff, but basically you can go there if you just need maybe like a pick me up, or if you have a cool idea, if you have some sort of inspiration for the group. And then we are relaunching our teas and our different products, and like sneak peek alert, there will be things for little humans.
Oh, I love it.
I know. Kari and I were just like squealing and screaming when we were designing these things.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Yep, but they will be launching here pretty soon.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. We'll have them in the salon.
Yep. Yep. Can you just imagine a little baby in a onesie that says "Be selfish with your energy"?
Seriously.
Ah,
Oh my gosh, it will be fantastic.
I know.
Now, real quick before we kind of wrap up, I have one more question, and I know you kind of say this on your website, but which, like, I know you're with your old T-shirt, not your old. You said you're relaunching them. The ones that you have or had, which one is the most like you, or like, did you each create one, or like, how did you, you know what I mean? Do you have a favorite shirt, or even a favorite shirt right now?
So, we went to the side garage,
Yeah.
and they are located in Valley Junction. Please get to know them. They're amazing.
Was it?
And Kari and I both had
Yeah.
shirt designs for ourselves. So hers is the Be Kind. And it is the smaller design right above the heart.
Yeah.
And it also has Be Kind backwards. So when we are taking selfies or we're looking in the mirror and being the worst to ourselves, we can remember that message of be kind to you. So be kind to the person who's most important. And then I designed the Be Selfish with Your Energy, and it's in all caps and it's bold. I think those designs in itself tells you what we are a little bit of, like, you know, like we met at the side garage and they were like, yeah, you two are very different and your designs make sense. So I don't know which one is more popular. I think we have kind of laughed a little bit about the sales and seeing our friends purchase them, because we're like, oh yeah, they totally would buy a Be Selfish shirt, or they totally buy a Be Kind shirt. So it just depends on people's like vibe, I guess.
So thank you for describing those. It's been really fun to wear those. I know, Hannah, you mentioned that you have a lot of the shirts. So going out, I specifically choose one of those shirts for days that I know I'm going to need that particular inspiration. So the Be Selfish one, if I have a big meeting that I work from home, so it's a lot of phone calls. So even on video calls, I'll wear it, or my Be Kind, because I know they'll be able to read it. And it's just this visual reminder to myself and others of what I'm bringing to the table. Like, here's my values, putting it out there. You know what I'm about just by what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's be honest, we could talk to you guys all day.
Probably. We enjoy it.
But not through a podcast. We want to see your guys' faces.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So every time that I meet and we meet with someone, we always ask this, and it is, how can we help you? So here I am. How can we help you? Split ends and friends.
One of our goals, and thank you so much for asking that, my dear, is we would like to grow to at least 1,000 listeners in 2020. So there's some things that we need to work on the back end. You know, when Hannah and I first started this, it was just another media outlet that we wanted to recognize other amazing businesses in Des Moines. And it definitely has grown into so much more than that. So there's some things that we need to do on our back end, you know, of getting Split Ends and Friends out there more. We're going to create a Facebook page right now. We just use Instagram. So honestly, what we would love from you guys is just telling people about it.
Yeah.
And how they can come on the podcast. And we love all areas of business. And even if someone doesn't have a business, but they have, you know, a hobby or something they love to do on the side, we'd love to share that.
Yeah, we've had someone here literally talking about vaginas and talking about finance.
Yes.
You know.
Awesome.
We're
fun.
You know, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Makes things
natural. Yeah.
It's true though. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And the great thing is that when, you know, people talk about our podcast, they're like, they just feel that they're in the room with us.
Yeah.
And feeling our energy. And Hannah and I, we have a phenomenal energy together. Like you guys, you know, we're complete opposites, but it just works. It works.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we'll be happy to repost and share with folks about coming on here. I think that's very well aligned with Inner Circle. Those are what you described are the things that we're doing too. So the more people that can learn about what's happening in the Des Moines and greater community, and focus around sharing what they're passionate about, I think the better.
I love that. Now, with the 2 events that you guys have coming on, I'm sure you would not mind if we shared them. We normally, love to share events. Is that something that we can get from the Instagram?
Yes, please
Okay.
do share.
Perfect. And you have 5 spots left for the community dinner?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's going to go quickly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Could you make room for 25? I'll bring the crew.
Oh my God.
Just party
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. I love that. But you know what? That would be a wonderful thing though for us to do is Trixies, because again, we love to do things even within our community, within the Trixies community, just because it builds friendships and builds most definitely healthy relationships also. So that might be something that we would have to do within Trixies.
Yeah, it's so fun. I've only ever been to one Kamayan before in my entire life, and I'm Filipino. Like, this is wild. I'm very excited.
Mhm.
Well, we I can't say it enough, but we truly just adore you both. And thank you for all of the amazing things that you're doing within our community and being your authentic self. And I truly do mean that.
Thank you so much to the both of you. I want to let you know that Inner Circle wouldn't be what it is without each of you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Thank you. Well, we look forward to 2020 with you guys. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the day.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.